It's Hump Day, July 8th, 2026. I am Peaches. If you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. Yesterday, I decided to walk my friend Brian's neighborhood once again, and I feel like he's getting annoyed by me. Parking right outside his house. I do that one big loop around his entire neighborhood that involves a lot of incline and decline. There's a big hill towards the tail end of the route that luckily now I don't need to take a break. Anytime I go up that little hill, I start playing motivational music. I start pretending I'm Rocky again, listening to Eye of the Tiger, running up the hill with my hands in the air. Brian's house has cameras all around, so I'm sure there's a video of me doing that somewhere out there. But Brian and his son were in the backyard, and that walking route goes right behind his house. So I walk behind his backyard, and I saw him just sitting there, right there on his little chair, right there. And I went, "Hey, Brian," and and you can tell he was like, "Oh, what is he doing in my backyard again?" I wasn't actually in his backyard. I was on the walking trail, but it still felt stalkerish. So then, of course, his dogs go crazy after I go, "Hey, Brian," and then they start barking their heads off. He allows me inside the gate. We talk for a little bit. He has his teenage son, right? And I was talking to his son as if I was trying to get information out of him, because now I'm in charge of Z103, where I need to make these little imagers that involve a lot of Gen Z and Gen A slang. I feel like Steve Buscemi in that one scene with the trying to blend in, where he goes, "How you doing, fellow kids?" Even though I'm not even 30 yet, I feel old. I have to talk to Maddie from down the hall as well. Ask her about all the different latest trends when it comes to slang terms. Trying to keep Z103 as topical as possible with the young folk, you know? Certified unk status. Anyway. Yeah, I felt like a stalker yesterday. I was like, "Brian, I'm so sorry. I meant to just walk by, but I saw you back here and was like, hey, yo." I was going to just be like, "Hey, what's up?" and then continue walking, but his dog started freaking out, and I was like, well, I can't just walk away now. And he walked over to the back gate to try to calm them down. Felt bad. I felt bad. But anyway, Peach's Pip Party is happening right now. And, we'll talk about some other random crap here in just a few on K-Bear 101. I mentioned on that previous break that I'm diving deep into the world of Gen Z and Gen A slang in order to keep Z103 up to date with the kids, yo, you know? So what I just did is, there's this Italian brain rot making its way around the internet right now. And it's like, it's called Tun Sahur or something like that. And I totally just found a GIF, or is it GIF? There's been a big argument here in the office about what is it called, GIF or GIF. There's a GIF, I like to say GIF, of this Tun Sahur character doing the 6-7 dance, and it's quite dumb. And so I sent it to literally all my coworkers on Google Chat just now. Just completely wasted their time opening this up. I annoyed FJ. I annoyed Maddie. I forgot to send it to Victor as well. He'll be the one most annoyed by this. If I were to send it to Jade, he just wouldn't care. He'd be like, all right, cool. Peaches get back to work kind of thing, you know? It's so weird diving deep into the minds of these teens, you know? Like, trying to come up with these imagers. I'm teaming up with Maddie from down the hall, like I mentioned, to help me out with getting these terms correct. We ate and left no crumbs. Your situationship has mixed signals. The fit, fire. No shot, we're already playing another hit. The worst one, I think, is 6-7, nah. 103, Z103 to be exact. Got called unk for using the thumbs up emoji. Am I making you cringe? Hopefully. Here's Deftones now. My mind is a mountain. As the Gen Z kids would say, our attention spans are cooked, chat. Americans seem to be losing patience with long movies. According to this new survey, the ideal movie runtime is now just 88 minutes, an hour and 28 minutes, down from 92 when the same question was asked just 2 years ago. In fact, only 10% of those respondents said a movie should run 2 hours or longer. Just 3% are interested in films exceeding 2.5 hours. That 3% is literally just, those film majors that you went to college with. They like the most insufferable movies. I think Victor is one of those people. You ever get a movie recommendation from Victor and you go and watch it, you're like, what on earth was that? I watched the movie Weapons. I thought it was good. It definitely has a weird twist. I did not see that ending part coming. I'm not going to spoil it for you, even though it's been out for quite some time now. He was giving me movie recommendations yesterday. There was one called Send Help that's on Prime Video. I need to watch that one. Well, I get motivated to watch a movie when it's way too late into the night. Like, I stupidly take a nap after I'm off here, and then I wake up and go, wow, I'm wide awake because I stupidly took a nap. And then all of a sudden I start doing the things that I need to do. Next thing I know, it's 10:30, 11 at night. I'm like, do I really want to start a movie now? Watch a movie till like 1, 2 in the morning, and then be like, all right, time for bed, and then wake up at 7:20 by my alarm and go, wow, what was I thinking last night? Peaches Pit Party right here on K-Barrel 101. I don't know what's going on with this specific post or why this person felt the need to post this in r/unpopular opinion. Adults should engage in horseplay. Horseplay should be forced into adult culture. Nothing extreme. Just light to moderate horseplay among adults who know each other well, or even just vaguely. Everyone is too stressed in life, needs a bit of rough and tumble fun, is what this person writes. I'm sick and tired of the idea that touching someone is some sort of crime. Whoa. But when we are kids, it was simply an obviously good-natured thing to do. All the people in the comments are just kind of roasting this guy. HR to new 18-year-old hire. Time for your horseplay training. The 6 senior executives will train you. I feel like we're getting to a certain part where I want to stop talking about this. One person says, no, don't touch me. Yeah, no kidding. Here's Greta Van Fleet. Play your games on K-Barrel 101. Plenty of former NFL players get jobs in football after they retire from the game. But former Titans and Steelers safety Myron Rolle is one of a kind. Rolle went to medical school after he completed his playing career and became a pediatric neurosurgeon. And now he's taken a job as a strategic advisor with the NFL Players Association to focus on player health, brain cognition, and preventative care for active players. Rolle said to return now as a physician, researcher, and former player and contribute to the well-being of the men who make this game what it is feels deeply meaningful. Pediatric neurosurgeon. I have a tough time even saying that job title, let alone actually learning what goes into that kind of thing, Baseball players are known as a superstitious lot, but we've never heard of that superstitious tendency making it into the shower. Houston Astros player Christian Walker admitted, I do anything for a hit. There's no shame in that. I shake things up. I shake up the little things, facial hair, pants up or pants down, sleeves, cleats. Then Walker explained the superstitious trick he's been doing this season. I'll pay attention to which shower Yordan Alvarez gets in. What the heck? I'll pay attention to what shower he gets in because that guy can't do anything wrong right now, he said. If it's working for him, I'm going to mirror everything that guy does. What is going on here? Walker might have the right idea since Alvarez is starting in next week's All-Star game. Yordan Alvarez might need a restraining order. Next week's Home Run Derby in Philadelphia might feature a few more balls being crushed into the stands than previous years. That's because the baseballs are particularly lively this season, with the home run rate the last 5 weeks matching the highest numbers since the 2019 season. some of the balls being used this season have a bit of a yellow discoloration due to excess oil from the yarn inside the ball, and players believe that's the reason. MLB disputes that, saying Rawlings and our scientists do not see any evidence to date that the yellow staining is related to this change. Talking about baseballs and watching your teammates in the shower. All right, that's your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. So I've talked to you about self-driving cars as of late. Yesterday we talked about that one story where the Waymo car just drove through a firework that was lighting off in the middle of the street. There's been times where a Waymo car has malfunctioned, where some guy was trying to make his way to the airport, and the car just kept driving itself around the parking lot, and this guy was late for his flight, something like that. A couple of 15-year-olds in California thought they had found the perfect loophole. They got into a Waymo car, started drinking, and were allegedly shooting Orbeez, the water beads, out of the windows while the car drove them around. Typical 15-year-old activity, right? The car was watching. A Waymo employee monitoring the ride called police, remotely pulled the car over, locked it in place, and the teens were basically delivered to the officers waiting for them. Your Uber, your Waymo calls the cops on you. This is the first car in history that can actually say, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. You're going straight to the law. They're basically, Waymos can be a snitch. Also, you should not be drinking at 15 years old and shooting Orbeez out of the back of the car. I was just talking to my friend Eric about the time that I went with him to go get boba. He tried it for the very first time, and he absolutely hated it. And so what he started doing is when he was driving his, I forgot exactly what car he was driving at the time. I was in the passenger seat, and I was watching him drive around our neighborhood, shooting the boba balls out of the straw at people's cars, going at people. Luckily, it didn't hurt anybody and didn't really leave a mark. So, yeah, there was that fond memory that we had from our early 20s. Here's Wage War Blindfold on K-Bear 101. K-Bear 101, it's Peach's Pit Party. Now, as the program director of Z103, I do this segment called The Daily Squeeze at the top of the 3 p.m. hour, where I give you a rundown of what's happening in the world of celebrities, which is not everyone's thing, I know, but on Z103, I mean, obviously that's what you got to do. It's what you got to do over there. And for the longest time, it's been all about Travis and Taylor, their giant wedding on July 3rd. Well, I just found this article. This was posted by Consequence, that you can actually buy bits of trash and air from Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding. It's from the website New York City Garbage. There's a whole website called New York City Garbage, and you can literally buy garbage from New York City. They have a whole mailing list. Sign up to find out when new cubes drop. I guess New York City Garbage, nycgarbage.com, has actual trash from New York City in these transparent cubes that are supposed to be, it's supposed to be like an art piece. There was a time when Little Russell used to work here. There was an artist that he was a fan of. Sunday Nobody, was that his name? Russell had this art piece on his desk that was hot dog water. I'm not even kidding. It was a sealed container, and it said hot dog water on the outside, and he just had it on his desk. I wish he left that here. I would have gladly put that in the K-Bear studio. I don't think I've ever seen gamers this united. PlayStation fans are actually canceling their PlayStation Plus subscriptions to protest Sony's move towards an all-digital future. In case you've been under a rock, Sony announced that starting in January of 2028, they will no longer sell physical discs of any game. It'll all be online. The hope is for these people that are canceling their PlayStation Plus subscriptions that if enough people cancel, Sony will change their mind. Analysts, though, are basically saying, yeah, nice try, but it probably won't make a difference. Sony has invested billions into digital games, and it doesn't look like they're turning back. I get why people are upset. There's something satisfying about walking into a store, buying a game, opening the case, putting it on your shelf. Now your game collection is basically a list. That's how mine is now. My Steam list, I have some that are grayed out because I've uninstalled them because they were taking up space on my computer and I haven't played them in forever, so I might as well just have them in my library but not exactly taking up storage. Maybe I'm just old or old school, but I miss the era of midnight launches. I miss flipping the case over to read the back. There was a time where my dad and I would go to Blockbuster and I would spend a good amount of time, wasting my dad's time, I should say, looking at the different games, being indecisive on what to play, and I would judge the game by its box. And then we would go to the counter at Blockbuster to rent that game, and then the worker would be like, "Oh, sorry, we don't know why it was out there. We actually don't have that game." Then my dad would lose his mind. I miss that little plastic smell when you opened a brand new game, you know. Now it's just, hey, your download will finish in approximately 30 minutes. What a magical future. Muse now, Cryogen on K-Bear 101. Peach's Pit Party right here on K-Bear 101. I love how this article popped up. Grieving pet owners turning to AI. Losing a pet is like losing a member of the family, and some grieving pet parents are finding comfort in an unexpected place. Artificial intelligence. New AI tools can create messages, letters, or even interactive chats based on a pet's photos. Are you telling me that these people who have like a dead cat are crying their eyes out, going to their computer, going to Chat GPT, and typing in, "Hey, could you pretend to meow for me? Because Chester, my 18-year-old Siamese cat, just died. He was so young. He could barely walk towards the end, and he wasn't eating, and I had to carry him everywhere, but he was so young. We had to put him down. Could you meow for me?" And it just the Chat GPT software was like, "Sure," because, you know, Chat GPT is a yes man. "Absolutely, I totally understand. Your feelings are valid. Meow." It even says here, what companies are also offering digital memory spaces where owners can save stories and pictures of their pets. You know what's funny? If you have a pet that has passed away, sometimes you get that picture of them, or even worse, like you put their face on like a pillow, so now they're like a permanent fixture of the couch. You don't really do that with your dead grandma or whatever. Like, it's kind of weird to do it with a relative, right? Like, "Oh yeah, grandpa died, and so I decided to have his face sewn into a pillow. It's right there on the living room couch. There he is. His name was also Chester too. My grandpa's legitimate name was Chester Peach. No, I do not have his face embroidered onto a pillow." Getting that first job is getting tougher. A new report says summer jobs for teenagers are becoming harder to find as more adults are applying for entry-level positions and employers are using technology to do more with fewer people. That means teens are facing a lot more competition than they did just a few years ago. The good news, though, there are still plenty of companies hiring right here in East Idaho. If you're looking for a meaningful career where you can make a difference, check out HireEastIdaho.com. This week's Hire East Idaho Job of the Week is with Rosemark Women Care Specialists, an OB/GYN office in Idaho Falls that cares for women through every stage of life. They're hiring a full-time licensed practical nurse or certified medical assistant. Benefits include PTO, paid holidays, a 401k, health, dental, vision insurance as well, plus HSA and FSA options. Pay depends on your skills and experience. Apply today for this position or another one if this doesn't fit you at HireEastIdaho.com. Hire East Idaho, connecting people with opportunity. It's Peach's Pit Party now with Sleep Theory Static on K-Bear 101. So I just found out today I learned that there is in fact diarrhea season. I'm not kidding with you. I Google searched it. Diarrhea season typically refers to the summer and rainy months when warmer temperatures and higher humidity allow bacteria like E. coli and salmonella to thrive and multiply rapidly. Additionally, the peak season for a parasitic illness called, what is this? Cyclosporiasis, which causes explosive diarrhea, runs annually. I love how the music stopped right after I said explosive diarrhea. Runs annually from May 1st through August 31st. That's a long time. Maybe we should get some K-Bear imaging on that. May 1st marks the beginning of diarrhea season. Diarrhea season is coming. Be careful out there. Explosive diarrhea illness reported in 17 states. There's an article popping up from 7 days ago. By the way, why is it called explosive? What's the difference between just diarrhea and explosive diarrhea? Like, isn't it explosive in all the cases? Like, when you feel it coming, you got to run to the toilet. Otherwise, it's going to be explosive. I can't believe I'm talking about this on the air. I am so sorry. It's diarrhea season. Be careful.
Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.